All right, here with USA Wrestling Executive Director Rich Bender. First, let's start with a great thing that just happened. Zahid Valencia, gold medal, unscored upon at 86 kilograms. How good does it feel to see another gold medal for a USA wrestler?
Well, it's really cool when you can kind of see our last great champion at 86 kilo pass the torch to what hope will be the next great champion for us. And man, what a performance by Zahid. Man, hats off to him. I mean, as dominant a performance as we've had at an important Olympic weight, and man, it sets us up pretty good for the weight class for the rest of the quad.
It certainly does, and I think you kind of touched on. Give a little perspective for wrestling fans, just how unprecedented this dominance may be for a United States wrestler. I was trying to put it in perspective and think back to a performance that was similar. Daquin unscored upon previously at a World Championships, but just your perspective on it.
Well, I think it's one of the top performances we've had in the World Championships ever, period. End of story, right? Drop the mic for Zahid. I mean, great performance, and man, at a really important time for our country, as we prepare for the most important 4-year cycle in the history of our sport, with the Olympic Games in LA, obviously culminating the quad and the World Championships in 2027, and man, to put a stake in the ground at a really important weight, 86 kilos, with a guy that, man, was firing on all cylinders, has been for a while, and obviously his path here wasn't easy. In fact, had a lot tougher time making the team than actually winning the world. So it says a lot about the program, says a lot about the support structure and the infrastructure of wrestling in America, and the support around athletes to really achieve some pretty cool things. And man, I think it was a historic performance by Zahid. Yeah, totally agree with you. And you're coming off of 24, it's hard to say disappointing, but we're used to gold, at least some. To not get one in the men's freestyle, just get that monkey off the back and see someone at the top of the podium. How much of it, I don't know if it's relief or joy or whatever emotion that is after 24. Well, rightfully so. Expectations are really high for this program.
Yes.
And, by the way, we did get 2 gold medals. We had 2 women win gold medals at the Olympic Games in Paris. But, right, our expectations are really high and sometimes maybe unrealistically high, because we come to this event with the expectation that we can win every single weight class, and obviously it's a really tough tournament, and the chances of doing that, there's a lot of things that go into winning. We saw that tonight in Jax Forrest's match, where right there's sometimes human error is involved, mistakes are made, the nuances of our sport make it really challenging to dominate, which kind of goes back to the significance of Zahid's performance here. Man, there was no mistakes going to keep him from winning a world title this weekend, and we're really excited about that.
Absolutely. And then you touched on the Jax match, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Just what was your perspective on how the match ended? It seemed like Zoe attempted to challenge multiple times, and what's your understanding after communicating with Coach Zoe?
So we've officially filed a complaint with the International Federation, UWW, and I've been assured that they're going to review the call in the morning, or review the entire match in the morning. And unfortunately, there's really not a process to change a result of a match. And after the hands are raised, there's not a protest procedure. So we filed a complaint with the International Federation. A couple of, we think, significant mistakes were made in the match. There was a mechanical error, and the reality that Zoe clearly pushed the challenge button in a clear singlet pull. The referee actually stopped the match and called for the attention. You guys probably picked it up on your broadcast. And in our opinion, that's a clear defensive singlet pull, which is not a warning, it's a caution at point. And then at the end of the match, the referee, clearly saw something to make the call. And, we think that there was a mistake at the table in looking at the wrong hand. There was and I can't remember if the right or left hand that was up on the singlet, that Jax felt that was where the singlet pull was happening, and they were looking at the bottom of the other hand, the bottom of the leg, which was, looked like an incidental, kind of scraping of the singlet. But man, it's I think my wife sums it up pretty well, these events. It's like going to funerals and weddings in the same weekend. And, obviously so unbelievably excited for Zahid and so unbelievably disappointed for Jax. And others that, went so far that haven't won gold, because that's what we come for. And just really proud of the team. I'm really proud of the sport, and man, it's a great showcase for wrestling this weekend here. And man, there's There, anytime that there's a human element, mistakes can be made. And I think it's easy for people to jump to the idea that there's corruption, but I'm convinced that mistakes happen. Human error is part of our sport. Obviously, we want to think that we can overcome that and win all those situations, but it's tough. The sport's tough, and sometimes you can't. So, yeah, we're gonna fight as hard as we can for Jax. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know what the outcome can be. If it's maybe another medal given, I don't know. That's not in the rules.
Right.
But certainly, we felt that there were some challenges with the equipment. You look in the video and it looks like Zoe is hitting the challenge button and not working. There's a lot in that scenario, and at the end of the day, we're disappointed, but I'll assure you we're going to fight as hard as we can for Jax.
Yeah. Have you had the opportunity to speak to Jax?
I did, and he's such a great kid and such a great warrior and competitor. And obviously, I know it's anytime they have a chance to win a medal at the highest level of our sport, the World Championship or Olympic Games, is really a special time. And when it doesn't happen, when you feel like maybe you should have or could have, man, it's easy to get sour. And Jax Forrest isn't sour. He's hungry. And, man, just another reason why we're really fired up about this program and where we are in the future. And, we know Jax is going to hopefully be in the mix again. And, but, it doesn't make it any easier when you have it that close and feel like, you maybe did it. And, but yeah, it's a nuance of the sport that's really tough. It'll rip your heart out at times.
Absolutely, weddings and funerals, and just kind of along with Jax, PJ Duke, two guys making the team out of high school, and both I feel like really proved they weren't just like, they happened to get on the team. They belonged. I mean, he pushed a world champion to the brink.
And man, I think we're in a really cool spot with the Team USA right now, with a great mix of some veterans and some really young kids that are really all are hungry. But man, I wouldn't trade this program, this infrastructure that's been built in the United States with any country in the world, not even close. Yeah. And we have some warriors in the pipeline. We have some men and women that I'm sure are gonna achieve some amazing things over the next few years. And man, just grateful for the unity around the sport of wrestling in the United States and the unity around helping America's team win. And man, USA Wrestling has no chance of sending athletes or bringing athletes to these types of events without an infrastructure that has, an individual commitment by a lot of people. And man, it's cool to see, it's cool to be a part of, and man, we're excited. And it doesn't mean it doesn't come without disappointments at times or anger. To be honest with you, anger.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I had a lengthy conversation with the president of the International Federation about the scenario, and he assured me that they'll review it. I don't know, to be honest with you, what the outcome could be, but nonetheless, we're going to fight as hard as we can for Jax Forrest to get what we think is due him.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that you're fighting for him. I feel the same kind of emotion too. Like, the right guy didn't win, and who knows the reasons why and what's it attributed to, but appreciate your advocacy.
And not to be flippant about it, because it's important.
It is
right?
important.
Every single match is important, and every single match matters. And man, whether it's it's funny because you think about an event like the Junior Nationals where it's easy, like it's one of 16,000 matches. Maybe the wrong result can happen by human error or mistake, and it's still not okay. And I think I'm proud of the sport and where it's come certainly since 2013, where there's accountability around refereeing, the video replay. I mean, it's taken our sport to a different level when it comes to accountability. But any time that there's humans involved, there's a possibility of errors, and there's equipment malfunctions that can happen. And hindsight's 2020, right? Hindsight's 2020. You jump on the mat, throw a big fit, and
do we need a physical thing to throw in case? I think so.
You would think that makes sense.
Toss a shoe.
Yeah, but and I'll tell you what, we are blessed with some unbelievable coaches.
Certainly.
And we had mean, that was some high-level guys in the corner there. And Zoe and Bill Zadek sit in the corner for a lot of big matches and have, experience that's really second to none. And, so, I mean, what we do is try to provide as much infrastructure and support as we can to let an athlete go win a medal and win a gold medal. And, sometimes, other factors come into play, which makes it not okay, frustrating at times. But at the end of the day, we're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to fight, and we're going to hopefully win a bunch more medals this week.
Absolutely. Excited for tomorrow. Excited for the future for USA Wrestling. Hope to catch up with you again, Rich. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, honored to talk to you.
Appreciate it.